You want to discover the goddess? You understand how deep the goddess is and how powerful the goddess is? This is the supreme creatrix that lives inside of she. So you want to be the man and quote unquote possess her? Well, you know what you got to deal with. You have to. We're not talking about a shit test at the surface. We're talking about like deep psychic. Remember, the goddess is the psyche. Deep psychic processes and illusions upon illusions upon illusions upon illusions that you can't intellectually find your way through this. You cannot. That's the test. Do you know the goddess? The test to reach the goddess is, do you know the goddess? So if you come at with your little masculine tricks, with your little formulas and your intellect, you will get dismantled. You will get so dismantled, you will not even know that you got dismantled. While still walking with your head on your shoulders, thinking you're not dismantled. That's how the game is so treacherous. Like, you just got your head chopped off, and here you are walking with your head on, thinking your head is still on. While you got this decapitated that you don't even know. And somehow, here you are, and you think you're the man. This is to which extent, like, it sounds like a joke. It's almost not. I'm telling you. We're talking about the goddess of illusion. Anything you come at, any fetish, she'll play. She'll show it to you. She'll give it to you. She'll transform into it. Any fear you harbor, she'll enact it without showing you. And she can tune in and connect to other wombs. That means other matrices, other women who operate at the same psychic level. And they can combine. Like, this is literally like a starship trooper with these insects that have like one hive mind and they all think without talking, and they just like, it's kind of like that, but not at all, but kind of like that. There's a mind, overall mind in which she's part of it, and they all can plug into it and collaborate and share forces. This is not physics and vectors. This is like baby stuff. This is nonsense. This is Einstein. Come on. So anyways, this is not shallow, superficial stuff. We're talking about like deep stuff. And like we've discussed many times, and I'm like reiterating it right now, men are terrified of the underworld. Everyone is terrified. But like I said, women are naturally operating in it, although unconsciously, and men are scared shitless of it. It's like scared of the dark. They have their lamp here and their blow torches and the whole thing and the outfit because they're scared of it. They don't understand it because it doesn't respect the laws that they're accustomed to. That 1 + 1 makes 2. And that's reliable, and you can count on it, and you can expect it, and it's repeatable. That's not how the underworld works. It doesn't work with that linearity. So it's like, well, for them it's chaos. And men are terrified of chaos. Yet chaos is not chaos, it's perfectly organized in a chaotic way, but they cannot see their way through it. So then they try to impose with their little intellect on quote-unquote chaos, which means women, a form of order, and feel that now they have her under control, so they feel safe. And that shows, once again, their weakness, their cowardry, and even though she may comply at the surface for whatever reasons she's doing, she's already defeated them. Because now they believe they have her under control. They have controlled chaos. Like, you have not even scratched the surface of having a handle on chaos. And again, chaos is not what we understand it to be. It's just, for a linear mind, anything that's not linear is chaos. But it may have an order. I had a teacher once who said, it's an example that was used in a different context, but it's a very good example. It says, when you go to, let's say you're, and I'm going to change the example, make it mine, but let's say you're in a bazaar in India or in Morocco, and it's a fucking mess, right? And let's say you're like looking at it from on top, and there's like thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, there's like stalls everywhere, and merchants, and there's so much happening. Let's say you're like looking at it from above. What does it look like? Total chaos, isn't it? It's a madhouse. It's insane. It's coming from every direction. There's no order. You can't predict anything. Yet if you actually look in, every single person is doing exactly something predictable. I'm going here, then I'm going to go there, then I'm going to go here. Maybe I'll interfere. There's an absolute total intelligence to it. Yeah, but there's so many weaves, so many threads at the same time that a linear mind can't grasp that. Maybe an AI could. But you see what I'm trying to say? But what I'm trying to say is that it's not chaos. It appears as chaos, especially to the person who's afraid of that. So anyways, the journey for the man is to discover, if he aspires to go towards the goddess, that means the woman you're interacting with, well, you can only go through it by learning the way of the goddess. You're entering her realm. This is not your realm, it's her realm. And your little sword, and your little light, and your shield will do nothing for you. Zero. That only works at the surface. There's another example of this. It's a little shallow, but it's cool. It's Empire Strikes Back. Luke Skywalker is about to go into the cave when he's with Yoda, right? And then he's like, Yoda says, "You got to go. I feel cold." That's what he says. Our little dude, Luke Skywalker. And then Yoda's like this, and like the wise little green dude that he is. And anyways, Luke has to go see what's over there at the cave. And then he's about to tie his lightsaber belt on, and Yoda says, "You're not going to need this." And of course, Luke is the idiot. He doesn't understand. He says, "Where you're going, this will serve no purpose." And he goes and enters, which is a beautiful analogy for the unconscious. Now, let's not talk about he's now facing his fear, which is himself. Let's not go there because that's too boring, too first degree. But the point is, those superficial weapons do not work in the psyche. That's not going to work for you. That's what I'm trying to say. So as you want to journey towards a woman, if you want to be a master lover, because I know every man wants to be the greatest lover that's ever existed. Fantastic. You technically have that potential in you. And it's not about the size of your penis. It's not about that. You're the penis. Remember that. No porn star is going to teach you that. But I'm going to teach you that. You are the penis. Okay? And your cock is the plug. It's the extension of your penisness. Okay, you like that? The extension of your penisness. It's the appendix of your penisness. So, if you aspire to penetrate and discover her and reach her, that means fuck her to the depth of her being. Or if you'd like, in another expression, fuck her mind out. Well, you need to go through her mind, don't you? And that means you have to learn to navigate the underworld or the unconscious realm safely and intelligently, and has laws. You can't just do whatever you want. You think you can, and that's part of the trick. It's never going to say no to you. It just morphs. So you have to know the rules, you have to learn the laws in order for you to reach her. And like I said, and I'm repeating myself, men are very scared of this. Very scared of this. And rightfully so. I don't want to say it's dangerous, but in a way it is. So back to what we were saying originally, you're saying, are these shit tests? I'm like, yeah, if you want to get to know her at the core, you're going to get supremely shit tested, which is at a level that your average person cannot imagine. And how far the shit test will go. So there's another story, some of you may know it. There's a goddess Kali, some of you know it. You know her, she's generally in blue, depicted with a tongue hanging. And she has a necklace of men, the severed head of men. And she's generally standing on Shiva, which is her husband. And there's a lot of interpretation to the story, and you can see it this is the beauty of these mythological figures. You can look at it from any angle, depending on your mood, depending on who's your teacher, depending on where you're at on your journey. But here's just one depiction. The Kali can represent that chaotic feminine energy, and in the story, she goes on a rampage for whatever reason. It's not the point. And she starts cutting shit up and just destroying everything, right? So it's pent up feminine energy being released. So some of the gods pick up the phone. They called Shiva, which is her husband. He's hanging out on a mountain, probably smoking weed, or is it fucking hash, or a mixture of both? I'm not sure. It depends on his mood. But he's hanging out on top of the mountain, not dealing with bullshit. And they're telling him, yo, dude, you got to come down because she's losing her mind and she's going to destroy the creation. You got to and nobody knows how to stop her and nothing is stopping her. And we're freaking out because in a minute, the whole thing is going to blow. So, of course, Shiva's fucking annoyed. He's going to finish his road. Just a couple of more puffs. Relax. We got about 10 seconds left. Just let me finish my joint. Then he's going to leave it there. There's about 2 puffs left. He's going to get those 2 puffs, I promise you. And he's going to go and come back before the 2 puffs burn away. He goes down, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, she's just it's a chaotic energy expressed in its absolute intensity. And there's nothing to stop her. So he decides to place himself underneath her. And as she kind of passes over him, suddenly she stops and realizes, oh, that's my dude. Right? And he's there. So depending on the version of the story, I'm not this is not me telling you the story, there's a point, so I'm just simplifying the story. But he's there, he's standing, she's standing above him and he's alive and he has not lost his head and he represents consciousness and appeases her and she suddenly just comes back to herself. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you want to penetrate and go through the chaos, your eye of consciousness, your capacity to see through has to be unwavering. You cannot be scared. And you have to have that stability that is perfect, that can stabilize infinite chaos. That's the kind of shit test we're talking about. This is the cosmic version of a shit test. But that's the nature of the game once you get past the basic layers of the surface. Did it make sense, my reiteration of the story? Yeah, I guess it'll work for our purposes. So, is it fun? But in a way it is. It's like a game. And through the process, just so that we're clear, just like when you, as a man, you go and you get tested by the world and become stronger and stronger, it's generally external in a way. This is you get psychically stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger because the process requires you to become an obelisk, just perfected in your verticality. Nothing can make you shake. And that's what she's forging you to be. So your journey of love towards her is a journey towards yourself and a higher potential of masculinity. And to go through the labyrinth, you're being tested, and each test is always the next level of test, of course, and it's forging you and showing you your flaws. As we've discussed before, woman is the teacher of man. Men is teacher of man, but at a level, there's a limit. The playing field, the one who evaluates your manhood, is the woman. So at the end of the day, she's the teacher, because she's the one who attacks your flaws. So when you go into the underworld, your flaws are being attacked from all the angles. And through the process, if you're a sincere student and you understand the mysteries of the goddess and you learn, she's not actually trying to kill you, she's building you. But you have to know how to go through this and navigate and transform the poison in medicine. And in order to do that, somebody has to teach you. In my humble opinion.